What's up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And I wanted to do this short little video to show you an example of what I consider a safe area to buy. We're going to look at one item and look at all of the charts of this one item and then show you why I feel that it is safe to stack this item. However, this is not financial advice. Do your own research and make sure that you are spending money in this app with dollar bills that you can afford to burn and lose, and that you're just having fun, because this is all speculation and it is definitely like gambling. All right, so the item in the spotlight will be the Wonder Woman Out of Cover Girls Series 2 with a current price of 22 gems. I happen to have 7 of these right now, and I'm probably going to take this up to about 10. Now, the current price being at 22, and we are going to scroll down and look at the chart and show you why I like this item and why I think that this is a safe point of where I start to pick stuff up. Now, this is just in the last 3 days, and we see that the low price down here is around $20.90. So when we go to the 7-day, the chart looks even better. Now, we had a couple little points here where it dipped all the way down to 20, and that might be the all-time low if I'm not mistaken. And so we have pretty much a flat level where we could just basically draw a line right through the middle of this chart and say that the median price is somewhere around 22, because we bumped up to 24 a couple times. So somewhere right there at 22 or just below, pretty flat. Now let's move on to the 30-day chart, which looks even better, because now we see that the price line kinda is dipping down like this. It looks like the mean price will go from, say, 26-ish in this area down towards 22 here, with these few little outliers where it dipped down to 20. And we only have 2 points where it dipped to 20 and this one little dip there. Now, when we go to the 30-day chart, this is where you're going to see why I think this is a safe time to get this item. And I will mention the 4 stages of development with the crypto cycles as it applies to NFTs. And I want to make it clear, because some people have different definitions of what these cycles are. We start out, we'll just start on the left side of the chart where we have the distribution phase after the blow off top. Here's our blow off top right here at peak price. And then we fall down steeply into the distribution phase, and we have a few bumps up and down along the way, the whipsaw effect, but the price decline is steep, still going down. And then you see each bump up gets less severe, and then each impending drop, the angle of the drop is starting to flatten out. And then we get to this point, and now you see a flattening out of price. Now, here was a nice steady level here where price was approximately at $39.90, but it was not done. So we continued on. We had one more little dip here, and then it bounces back. Then we flatten off again. One more little bump during the fake whale pump. And now look how flat this price line is here. That is very flat. So this represents that area right here where it's pretty safe to say that you don't have much farther to drop, because it's like an airplane that is coming in for a landing at an airport. It starts here, it takes a deep dive out of the sky, and then we float down and we have to level off so we can have a nice landing spot here where the landing gear probably comes out in this point. And then we come down here and we touch down, bump up a little bit. You know how the plane, when it first touches down, it bounces up a little bit, and then it floats back down, and then the wheels finally make contact with the pavement and they put the brakes on. I think that's where we're at right here, where we are applying the brakes and the wheels are on the runway, okay? And then it will come to a halt, and then it will taxi. And the taxiing period is the next phase where we get ready to take off again. So the next phase that is not indicated on this chart that would come next would be the accumulation phase. That's where we get a small bump up in price, and we're taxing down the runway. We're building up speed so that we can have a liftoff at the point where the air pressure underneath the wing is greater than the pressure above the wing because of the airfoil design of the wing. And then that vacuum created on the top starts to lift the plane up out of the air. That's a little aerodynamic engineering for you there. That is the accumulation phase. So as soon as the wheels come up off of the pavement again, we're in the air. But before that plane really hits it, we're floating in the air and slightly moving up. And then all of a sudden, they pull the throttle to full, and then we start sailing up at a steep rate. And when we start moving up at a steep rate, that is the markup phase. So we come out of here, and then we start to move up. Okay, maybe not that steep. Let's just say if we started, if we had a completely different chart here, let's just make it in this box. All right, now let me draw in your 4 phases here, starting with the accumulation. Okay, so the accumulation phase would be where price is right here, and it just bumped up out of the distribution phase, which happened before where we were on the ground. Now the plane is in the air, and it retracts the landing gear, but we're still floating right there. And it is only ever so slightly starting to increase, kind of like this. We get a few bumps, get a little turbulence, kind of like that. And then the next phase is where landing gear is up, and then we start on a rather steep ascent. And this would be the consolidation phase. Actually, consolidation would start right here, where we start to get this bumpy action, where it's hinting that we're about to really start this steep climb up. So that's consolidation. That is phase 2. Let's put we'll put the numbers on after I get this done. And then we have the green light to open up the throttle, and then we sail for bright blue skies. And then this is the markup phase. We hit the blow off top. And then after sailing up here a little while, that's when you get into the distribution phase where you get smacked around, whipped around, and then you start leveling off, coming in for the landing, which would take us back to the beginning for the next accumulation phase. So let's put some numbers up here on the chart to represent these 4 phases. This is accumulation. Okay, and where's the number in there? I guess let's start that over and make that a different color. Here's accumulation, and then the next one is consolidation, and then we have the markup phase headed off to blue skies, and then the distribution phase. Those are the 4 steps. So that's why it's safest to buy when you're down here in this flat level. We should be at the end of distribution. I would call this accumulation. It's nice and quiet. We're laying low on the ground, all right, waiting for the next takeoff, where we taxi down the runway, lift up off of the ground, pull up the landing gear, and then get ready to hit the hammer and run into consolidation, and then the markup phase, the parabolic run up, and then distribution. So that's all. Just wanted to share that quick description with you. Let me know if this makes it more clear to you in understanding the 4 phases, because I know some people have a different name for some of these phases, where some are calling the end of distribution accumulation, or calling the consolidation accumulation, what have you. But now you know clearly what I'm talking about when I am speaking of the 4 phases of the market cycle. That's all I've got, and I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Pro channel, and join me. I've got lots of hot content coming at you. That long list of things that I'm going to share with you, it's coming, and I have a new one. I am going to show you screenshots of examples of items that I plucked off of the floor using my gap method, and I'll show you exactly how the results were, exactly how it turned out, screenshots included. That's coming up. So tell a friend, and let's have a good time. And if you want to talk about this further in detail, feel free to come join us in the Telegram group for a nice, clean discussion with no foul language and no fighting and no disharmony. We don't have any of that stuff. We just keep good, clean strategy going on. That's all I've got. This is Carlton, and I am out.